Now perform to the tag team, the Fantastics, and you're listening to Bell to Bell with Bobby Blaze.
Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.
Oh, good lord. I want some of it. It looks orgasmic.
Gangrel was number 5, and that's Dave Heath. And I met Dave when he was breaking in. He got his first break in the territory up in Calgary. He was leaving when I come to Malenko's. He had been under training for a couple of years and wrestling. Obviously, he wasn't training; he was just tuning up to go up to Calgary. Dave is a hell of a good guy. But yeah, when you add into lightning and the blood and the gimmick of the white shirt and the look and the people they put you around, you have to get that character over. And Dave, Gangrel got it over really, really good, but also at that production, you know, just everything that went with that. Go ahead, Jeremy. Tell him a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
he was scary.
He was scary. He had those weird, contact lenses, made his eyes just not quite the right color. He had the vampire fangs. He was one of those guys, his gimmick was perfect for the time it was premiered.
Yeah.
Hot Topic was just hitting all the malls. You know, Interview with the Vampire had just come out. So
the reference I had was Interview with the Vampire on that.
Yeah.
Thank
so that
you.
Gothic vampire kind of thing was hot. It was top of mind. The spraying of the blood. Also, you know, now Gangrel was a name that the WWE licensed from a role-playing game company who did a vampire role-playing game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so kind of like back when he was the Incredible Hulk Hogan, they had to pay Marvel. For Gangrel, they had to pay for rights to use that name. But it also helped get from wrestling pop culture into vampire pop culture, because now you have the synergy of the branding and the style, and it's kind of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink to people who are playing the vampire games and really into it, you know?
Amazing, you know, I was a big fan of the movie The Lost Boys, so I was constantly trying to push that whole thing about a group of vampires, and then I finally, from 1991, I tried to convince them, and finally in 98, I said, we get what you're doing, and we get what you're saying, we'll do it, and that was with Christian and Edge, and it was an amazing time, and they were amazing talents. And the Hardys, you know, I don't think the Brood could have been the Brood without the Hardys, because they made the Brood, that feud all together, and then the ladder matches with them made Christian and Edge, ENC, and onto their bigger career. So they're great, and I'm happy for all 4 of those guys.
We could have put Vampiro in there. And the reason we didn't, and Jeremy knows a little bit more Vampiro than I do, but I got to work with Vampiro, and he's a hell of a talented guy. But he was a huge babyface when he broke in down in Mexico, and he just had this following, a cult following. And I think, Jeremy, did you say like more the Mexican fans that was a Mexican wrestlers organization would know who Vampiro was, and and also he had a good little run in WCW, but it wasn't as strong as it could have been. I think he had some issue with the office or something with his contract. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, we could have put Vampiro in here, and actually I'd forgotten about it till you were talking. But yeah, I mean, Gangrel, you know, I don't want to get too off the topic about him.
No. He
was perfect. You know, I believe the Hardy Boys were introduced as his Brood originally, or was it Edge and Christian?
You know what? I think was it not Edge and Christian and then the Hardys?
I think that was it. I think he had them both, but it was first thing. But Luna Vachon was one of his people. It was just a right time and the right place. And I understand he's still wrestling, but it's under the name Vampire Warrior now, I believe.
Yeah, and I know he's always doing fanging and banging. Mm-hmm. And he's got a school down in Florida, so I think he's doing quite well for himself.
See the energy and all the possible future talent that comes through here, and you're working with him. So if you could give them one thing or one piece of advice or some kind of knowledge, and they take it and they learn from it, it's kind of a high in its own, going, oh yeah, you got that from me, you know? And that's pretty cool. That's pretty rewarding.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
but that was just a great role. He was scary. I mean, it was, you know, it was absolutely horror movie level quality villainy that you got with him. Yeah, it was good stuff.
And the thing about him, he's a very talented wrestler, a very talented worker. He really was. He still is today. He's got a great body, still in great shape, still looks good. I saw him like maybe last October. I think the promoter over in Ohio had him here. And like I said, he'll be up in West Virginia this coming weekend. So, yeah, I think it's one of those deals where, you know, he probably stays pretty booked this time of the year.
Yeah, I bet.
So, doing the Vampire Warrior or what have you, you know.
Banging and banging.
Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.